Hillside about 8 or 9 years ago. There were two classes that got together and started being buddies. Mr. G's class in second grade, and at the time Mrs. Stakala's class, got together and decided they wanted to learn about water together as a focus of their learning.
I put together the curriculum, pieced different pieces together that I thought would be interesting, that would include an academic component as well as a service learning component, which I think is really important, so the kids learn in the classroom and then are able to take what they've learned into the community. And we were very lucky that we have the Needham Water and Sewer Department that were very eager to help us out, and together with the Needham Water and Sewer Department Superintendent, we were able to put together a presentation for the kids to find out about water resources in Needham.
The evolution of the project started there, and it has become a real service learning project.
That this whole service learning component is that they're just not learning academics in the classroom, but they're taking what they're learning and they're presenting it to a larger audience. So the social component is that kids can make a difference, even though they're 7 or 8 years old in second grade and a few years old in fourth grade, that what they do can make a difference. It can impact the behavior of other people, their parents and even adults. So that's a very empowering concept for kids. The first activity that we do to begin the unit on our study of water is the kids get a chance to introduce themselves to each other. And they bring, it's the first time they're going to meet each other, they bring an important water fact, something that they've learned about water at home or in the classroom. And they have a chance to meet each other, share their water fact, and share something that they have in common. It's a year-long curriculum. The children learn, so the academic component is learning about where the water comes from, the whole concept of taking care of this precious, finite natural resource, and how their water gets from where it's treated to their homes.
We visit the water filtration plant. We go to the wells in Needham. We talk about how the water gets to us. We also talk about how much water we use per day when we actually graph how many gallons of water we use. We talk a little bit about water bottles and how we can save water and water bottles by bringing our own water to school. So we really try to make it something that is very relevant to their own lives.
We have some people from the water treatment plant come here to Hillside and present us with, educate us about how that water gets from the water treatment plant to their homes. We go to Rosemary Pond and we take a look at the water quality at Rosemary Pond, where they test the pH and the temperature and the water clarity or turbidity and the oxygen level in the water. So they have a chance to look at our own water resource.
And after all of that, we start to look at water outside of the Needham community. And we focus then on water in other countries.
You see a little video of what that could look like in some village around the world, and then we have a chance to actually see and feel what that's like. We have the kids bring a gallon of water, a gallon jug of water to school, and then they practice what it would be like to carry that water around our playground. And then we have a reflective activity where the kids start thinking about what that was like. And then we weigh the water, and then we share that, well, this is just 1 gallon and you're only walking 10 minutes. Some kids around their age will carry 5 times as much water in a 5-gallon jerry can and take 5 times as much time because their water source could be miles away from their home. it's a program that really gets kids to start thinking about that not everyone in the world has a life like them. We're very fortunate in that we have resources available to us that many kids their own age do not.
Eventually the kids get to the point where we decide that we want to do something to help that situation, and that evolves into a service learning project where the kids begin to identify some organizations in the world that actually help groups of people that don't have their own clean drinking water.
We picked a charity which is UNICEF, and so we raise money for UNICEF because UNICEF does, well, it's a well-known entity that raises money to help children and families around the world, and in many ways, one of the ways is building clean wells and making sure that families have access to clean water. And last couple of years, we've also combined our charity with raising money to help the victims of the Typhoon Yolanda in the Philippines.
And we do this by performing our water song. We do it in a couple of different ways. We go around to basketball games. We go around to some restaurants in Needham. And the kids actually do the work of earning a little bit of money, and they begin to understand what it takes to actually do that kind of thing.
But the most important thing is not raising the money, but really is building the awareness.
And they also learn a lot about water, from how we use it to how we need to conserve it, becoming more and more important in the world. It really helps them to begin have a sense of global citizenship and their role in the whole world and how they can really make a difference.
I think that the emphasis of our program is really more on the children learning about water resources and then having an appreciation of the scarcity of water and the need to conserve water. And they have also an appreciation that their voice matters and they are relevant and that they can make a difference. I think that it's important, it's sort of planting a seed today in hopes that because they had such a good experience going through a project individually and as a team and as a group and a class and part of a school, that it's something that they will incorporate into their lives in the future, and when other opportunities like this arise, that they will be interested and willing to help out because they've had a good experience in their youth.